Hey, good morning, it's Dr. James. I hope you're off to a beautiful start today. And today is going to be such a fun message because it is all about what I was accused of last week when I was doing a presentation. Somebody, a loving soul, and I don't say this accused like, oh my gosh, totally negative, but it was more like, wow, I look at your life and I hear what you're doing, James. It sounds super boring to me. So I was like, wow, well, first and foremost, I had to kind of drop in and go, wait a second, love wins. Okay, no judgment. It's just, so I was like, wow, so tell me more about why I look like my life may be boring to you. And she said, it sounds like for the last decades, you have done the same thing every single morning. You wake up, you pray, you have your mantra, you do your movement, and then you meditate, and then you have the same breakfast every single morning. And you've been doing it forever. That sounds so boring. And I was like, okay, I totally get it. And I bet you have some rituals in your life that people would go, wow, you know what? That sounds boring. Can't you mix it up? Doesn't that? And I'm like telling myself this every single day. Yes, on some level from the outside, you and I sharing rituals of self-care that are beautifully predictable could be seen as very boring, or they could be seen as highly liberating. Let's take a walk with this just for a moment. When you have rituals in your life that you know predict a certain way you're going to feel, a certain way that you're going to go out thereafter into the world and produce the epic motion picture called your life that is so beautiful they can't take their eyes off you because it's vital, it's strong, it's compassionate, it's courageous, it's authentic, it's vulnerable. This is what we have to understand. There are foundational principles that all of us can adapt and then adopt and then adhere to and completely align with that we know is a discipline. Discipline shouldn't be seen as punitive. It shouldn't be seen as heavy or like a punishment. Think of the word discipline and think of its root, disciple. Disciple means student. So when you think of your life and you go, you know what? When have I been most conscious? When have I been most awake? When am I vital and open and strong and loving and wildly contagious with the way I'm going out in the world and I'm presenting this version of myself that I know is this version that is loving and kind and beautifully contagious. What are you doing? That's when you need to be a student. That is what discipline is all about. A disciple sees what it wants to create or what it wants to emulate or copy. It knows the practices, it knows the personality, it knows the energy, and then it follows it. You and I have to understand that zealous discipline, being a zealous student, gives rise to unbridled freedom. When I do my morning practice that is beautifully predictable, and I hope and I pray to God, I've got 5, 10, 30, 50 more years. That would make me 106. But I'm totally there. I would love it. I want that for us. Think about what you know makes you come alive. Put it in your life like your life depends on it. Let nothing get in the way of it. Connect to it. Be completely intentional about it. Be wonderfully present for it and do it day after day after day. Because when you do, that discipline will give rise to a version of you that is wonderfully unpredictable. Just in the sense that you have no idea about what type of energy, what type of beauty, possibility, creativity, courage you are going to present to the world because you did your boring foundational work when no one could see it. And then you went in the world and everyone could see it. It was a beautiful, epic motion picture called Your Life. And it was so beautiful that no one could take its eyes off of it. And then eventually they started to copy it. And they, in turn, created a life they love by your beautiful example. Boring. Maybe boring is beautiful. Maybe boring is boundless. Maybe boring helps us to create a life that we love. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna continue on, and I'm inviting you to find the thing that gives you that beautiful sense of predictability so you can go out in the world and be beautifully unpredictable. I love you, I believe you, and yes, always love wins. Peace and love. Bye for now.